The air is starting to get a chill, the leaves are starting to change, and along with that, my TBR is shifting into seasonal cozy reads. So let's kick the autumn season off, starting with our first reading vlog of fall. Hi guys, we are starting our first fall book of the season. I'm so excited. I think we're starting off strong, but it's one that I've heard so much about. Do I keep going? It's called The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore, and the cover is so cute. I'll put it up here, but I don't have the physical copy. I actually got it on Kindle for 99 cents, and I have to thank you guys. You guys are the ones that told me that I could get it on Kindle, because if you saw my book shopping video, I was struggling trying to find this book. I also don't know if I want to full send it and actually buy the physical, so if I end up liking it, then I will. Apparently this one gives the ultimate Gilmore Girl vibes, and I love Gilmore Girls so much. So I actually went ahead and started it. I'm on chapter 3, so I'm not far in at all, but it's about this main character. Her name's Jenny. She's kind of been gifted this cafe by her aunt. So she's so excited to move to this town that's called Dreams Harbor. If that's not the cutest name of a town, I don't know what is. And she is just a ball of sunshine. And then the love interest, which you're actually introduced to him in the first chapter, he's a farmer and he is the epitome of grumpy, and of course she's sunshine. She kind of gets on his nerves a little bit, but he also seems to immediately have a soft spot for her. I don't know, they're gonna go to this town hall meeting though, and he usually doesn't go, but he told her that he'd be there. Kind of likes being around her, although he's very grumpy and acts like he doesn't. So the first book that we're reading is a small town romance. I'm really excited because this is set in fall. What is in my eye? My only concern going into this though that I'm a little bit worried about is a lot of you guys commented and told me that this is actually a spicy book, and I'm extremely surprised just based off of the cover. It doesn't look like it would be. So I'm so grateful that you guys told me. So now I'm expecting that, and I know that going in. So I guess that's the spice and Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I thought we were just talking about a cute little drink. So far, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the banter. To kick off this video, I thought it would be perfect to go to a cafe and read the Pumpkin Spice Cafe with a pumpkin something. A pumpkin matcha. House-made pumpkin and cinnamon, and it's so good. It's the next day. I have been reading this morning. I've been so cozy in my bed. I have been reading this morning. I made it to chapter 10. I don't think I read any last night really. I started to and then I fell asleep, but I'm on page 74. I'm 26% of the way in. I feel like I'm reading this at a pretty good speed actually. I actually really like the characters. I don't know how long this book is physically, but on my Kindle it says 286 pages. It feels like it is moving really fast. Only thing that I'm not loving is the insta love with this couple, and their relationship is moving pretty fast. There's so many moments that I have been laughing out loud. There's so many things I have highlighted so far. I made this one highlight, and the quote is, Jenny had a tendency to overthink, to overtalk, to overwork. She didn't do rest and relaxation very well. She didn't do calm or cool, but she was determined to try for her health. She was determined to try. And that one really resonated with me. And then the other one that I loved was, Logan nodded. He'd already learned that most of Jeannie's stories didn't require a response. And since she'd eaten half her weight in candy and washed it down with enough cups of coffee that he'd lost count, her stories had increased in quantity and speed. No time for a response anyway. And then this one, Logan was getting whiplash from the turns in this conversation. Love writing like that. It's just so funny, especially if it's fitting, like for a rom-com. I'm feeling all of the fall vibes today. Oh my gosh, so I'm just going to keep reading in my bedroom for a while. I think I'm gonna get snuggled up in bed again and keep reading this morning. My bedroom re-energizes me, and that's why I really want to stay in here for most of the day. And that's why I'm so excited for the sponsor of today's video, Brooklinen. I love my bedroom. I spend a lot of time in here. I read in my bedroom a lot, and this is a place where Ian and I get so cozy and we read our books together and we share so many laughs. I got Brooklinen's washed linen hardcore sheet bundle. I got the color khaki chambray, and the feel of this set is so lightweight and airy. The garment is actually washed for a super soft feel, and it only gets better with more washing and more use. It's like sleeping in luxury. And you can mix and match from 8+ colors and patterns. The hardcore bundle includes a duvet cover, a core sheet set, and extra pillowcases. And they're even helping you by saving money whenever you get their bundle. I wanted to pair my khaki colored like sheets and bedding with this ribbed quilt, and this is in the color Fresh Moss. You can layer it underneath your bedding, or you can layer it on top. My favorite way is to just fold it up at the end of my bed. Since switching to Brooklinen bedding, mine and Ian's quality of sleep has improved significantly. It really goes to show that your bedding does matter. Some things in life are worth spending on, especially sleep. And Brooklinen's value is the best. So get 15% off your first Brooklinen order and just click the link to shop down below. But also don't forget that you will save extra when you do the bundle. Thank you so much, Brooklinen, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to reading in bed. From Pilates, and it is now almost 8:30. I am beat. Oh my gosh, I can't feel my lower half. I haven't made my bed yet. Please don't judge me. I finished the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and that was such an unexpected love for me. I actually really enjoyed that book. It was spicy, which I was forewarned about. I highlighted so many things. I actually loved it so much that I want to read the other book, The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. I'm really curious to see if this book has a long-standing memory for me. I don't know, I think I might, because I really did like it. It's very autumnal. It has all of the fall vibes. I was sold on it because I heard that it's kind of like, if you love Gilmore Girls, then you'll love this book. It has like a Stars Hollow vibe. I feel like that's actually pretty accurate. I feel like Logan did give Luke vibes, and I did feel like Jeannie gave Lorelai vibes. I just love this. I feel like I struggle with cozy romances sometimes because it feels like something's lacking and I can't always put my finger on it. I think the characters were maybe a little bit more underdeveloped, not as much of the plot. Only two things that I did not love was, one, it was insta-love, and then two, I wish the characters were a little bit more fleshed out. This might be surprising, but I think I'm gonna land on like a 3.25 or 3.5 for this one. I actually really did enjoy it. I would recommend it. I think it's perfect to read for the fall time, especially if you love romance. So I've actually already started my next book, and that is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Erin Morgenstern. This is one of the books that Ian picked for me off of my TBR. I'm on page 159 on chapter Chaperoned, and I'm actually really enjoying this. I have not read the back, so I'm gonna read it with you because I was going into this completely blind. I wouldn't say I'm lost. I completely comprehend what is happening, but I don't know what the payoff is, or I don't know what it's building up to. I mean, I kind of do, but I feel like I'm in the dark with some of the characters. So I'm gonna read the back and see if that gives me any more insight. That actually helped reading the back, kind of. I feel like it just verified what I already know. Basically, there is this night circus that comes to town, and it's never announced. It just is, and it just comes, and it's there one day and it's gone the next, and it's only open at nighttime. You're following two characters, Celia and Marco, and both of them are magicians, but they have been trained since childhood to compete, and you don't exactly know what the specifics of this competition is, but they're trained their whole life for this competition, and you know that they're going to compete against each other. You just don't know what the fine print is on that. This is on the back of the book, but it says, unbeknownst to them both, this is a game in which only one can be left standing. Amidst the high stakes, Celia and Marco soon tumble headfirst into love, setting off a domino effect of dangerous consequences and leaving the lives of everyone from the performers to the patrons hanging in the balance. I'm loving the atmosphere of this book, number one, because it feels very fall. The way that this author describes certain things, it's almost like I can actually taste, like the way that she talks about these apples, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can actually taste them. Okay, it's here. Okay. I don't like reading about dark magic. I actually had no idea that there's dark magic in this book until one of you lovely subscribers told me. It's been little mentions here and there, but it's not an overwhelming amount. I actually think it's kind of funny too, because they kind of poke fun at it as well. One of the characters is used to basically scam people. That's my update on the Night Circus. I am loving it. It's very readable. I was really worried that I would DNF it or that I would get into a reading slump because of this book, and I will say I am reading this book so quickly. Let's continue reading the Night Circus. This is the matcha.
Speak it out loud. Speak it proud.
It's so delicious. Oh my, that's so good. I need to look this word up.
What word?
Inimitable. Inimitable.
Inimitable?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe look that one up. I have no idea.
It means so good. So good.
Does it really?
Or unusual as to be impossible to copy, unique. That was a roller coaster, wasn't it?
All that summed up in inimitable. So good? That's insane.
Inimitable.
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 Inimitable. What are some
What are some synonyms?
Unique. Okay. Okay, that's all she had to say. This book. Ew, I hate this.
This angle is not inimitable.
This book is so inimitable.
What does that mean, Ashlynn?
It means so good. So unique. Outstanding.
You're just gonna have a whole montage. You have to keep that whole montage of just you learning this new word and using those trees up on that mountain.
Inimitable. Everyone, I have officially finished The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I don't even know what to say about this book. This was a roller coaster. I already talked to you guys about the premise of this book, and I will say probably 90% of it was not much plot, mainly vibes, but I loved that. There's a lot of build-up, there's a lot of world building that the author's doing, and also, what am I, Australian? This book is so atmospheric, and how the author describes things feels so tangible, and it really is enchanting and so magical. I would get excited to read about the different tints that you're going into. As far as the magic goes, one thing I did not enjoy about it was the dark magic, which I already talked about, so I won't go into that, but other than that, I really did enjoy it. Obviously, this is a fantasy book that secondary to that has a romance, and I will say you don't come for the romance. I mean, it's so sweet and beautiful. I love Celia and Marco. They are such a sweet couple. What they go through with both of their masters, who have been pitting them against each other from childhood, saying how they were just mistreated, it was terrible. Poppet and Widget, oh my gosh, I love those characters. A couple of things to note that were interesting was it is a dual timeline. It can get confusing. There are some chapters where you might be like, how does this pertain to the circus or like the main plot? It really does. It ties up really nicely, in my opinion, at the end of the book. Although it really starts picking up within the last, like, I would say probably 100 pages. I enjoyed the pacing. I actually really liked it. I think because it was so atmospheric, I felt like it was the perfect fall read. If I read it any other time of the year, I don't know if I would have had the same experience. I would 100% recommend pairing this with the audiobook because it's narrated by Jim Dale. He's an icon. He narrated the Harry Potters, and he blows my mind how he can do so many different voices and like craft them for different characters. It's so impressive. I think I might put this one out of 4 stars, maybe a 3.75. That is it for our first fall reading vlog off my fall TBR. I have a lot of videos I'm so excited for that are coming out in October, so definitely subscribe if you're not already. And once again, thank you so much, Brooklinen, for sponsoring today's video, and get 15% off your first Brooklinen order, and don't forget to do the bundle to save more money. Bye!